Hey guys, it's B-Man with your 16th of the 8th, 2010 Raw review. Now, all in all, this was a good Raw. Like, this is one of the one of the oh, one of the better Raws I've seen in a while. And we started off the night, of course, with Nexus. Can't have a night without Nexus, can we? Nexus comes out and Wade Barrett does his normal heel-like work and says that everyone thought that SummerSlam would have been the end of Nexus, but it's not. It's only the beginning, and now there's going to be more beatings, more destruction, and everything else. Then you had John Cena come out and do his best comedy work I've seen probably since the PG era started. Calling Darren Young the offspring of Buckwheat and his mum, and Heath Slater the Wendy's person, and just saying Skip Sheffield just plain dumb. But anyways, yeah, then the GM alert goes off and says that SummerSlam will continue tonight on Raw, where members of Nexus will versus members of Team WWE in a various of matches, and the Nexus get to pick their opponents except for Wade Barrett, who has to face Chris Jericho next. And then John Cena says, well, that's fine with him, and then him and Wade Barrett come to an agreement where if a Nexus member loses, that they can't, that they'll be gone from Nexus and pretty much weeding out the weakest links. Then we start off the night with Wade Barrett versus Chris Jericho. This is going to be a good feud in my opinion, if it ever happened. Wade Barrett and Chris Jericho, the rookie and the pro. Seeing who the more dominant heel is. It was a good match in my opinion. We saw a nice little counter, Jericho going for the code breaker, and then Wade Barrett finishing him off with his finisher. So yeah, the leader obviously isn't gone from Nexus. Next we had Michael Tarver versus Daniel Bryan. I like Daniel Bryan's push that he's been getting. Like, he comes back from SummerSlam and he's dominating at SummerSlam. He didn't dominate tonight, but after his match and he lost to Michael Tarver, he attacks The Miz and Alex Riley, who showed up and interfered with it. Yeah, he's getting some really good pushes here. Then there's also a little rumour going around, I'll just quickly say this now, there's a little rumour going around that Daniel Bryan will actually get a shot at the United States title at Night of Champions. Whether WWE actually does that, we'll never know, but anyways. Next we had Justin Gabriel versus who we thought was going to be Bret Hart. But no, the GM alert goes off yet again and says he can't stand Bret Hart, doesn't want to see Bret Hart wrestle ever again on Raw and everything else. I don't know whether this is just to say, well, Bret Hart needs a night off to rest and everything else, but yeah. But his replacement was Randy Orton. Here I was thinking Orton was going to win, and this was a great match in my opinion. Like, it was two athletic guys, two of the best athletes from different companies going at it, but yeah, unfortunately it's been ruined by Sheamus, who comes out to interfere, and Orton gets counted out, but then Orton saves it by RKOing Justin Gabriel and beating the crap out of Sheamus, which was really good. I like this vibe. I like the Viper gimmick that Orton has, so hopefully WWE doesn't stuff it up. Then we had David Otunga and Skip Sheffield versus John Morrison and R-Truth. Here I was thinking no one could, like, the rookie, that those two couldn't have beaten them, but naturally they win, so they're safe and still in Nexus. Then we had the pretty much a 6-women tag team match. This was an okay match. It's better than most of the women's matches I've seen so far. But yeah, Jillian, Alicia Fox and Maurice win it. Then we came to Heath Slater versus Edge. This was another good match. in my opinion. Once again, done with a bogus ending, count out with Edge trying to go for a spear to the outside and Slater moving. Also, I'll just mention some of the segments I seem to have forgotten, the really important ones. Darren Young said he chooses John Cena for an opponent, simply because he got beaten up by him and everything else, and David Otunga said, yeah, that's fine, I respect that and everything else, but you know the consequences. Then we had the Hart Dynasty getting given the Unified Tag titles are no more. Now it's just the WWE Tag titles, and yeah, so that means they can go on both shows with just those titles, and they look pretty schmick, and nothing like the old ones. Yeah, but now we come to our main event of the night, John Cena versus Darren Young. All in all, this was an okay match, but ended, as most people will complain about this, but Super Cena winning, Darren Young gone from Nexus. And I thought that was going to be the end of the night. I thought we were just going to see credits of like Darren Young in the ring crying or something. But no, obviously that's not going to happen. Nexus comes out, beats the living crap out of him, and Nexus stands tall without a scratch on them. Once again. Yeah, so that's my... Actually, I'm going to make a little bit of a spoiler for you right now, so if you don't want to know the spoiler, watch out, because heaps of people have been saying, what's going to happen with Orton and Sheamus now? Will their feud continue? In a way, it sort of will. Next week on Raw, you're going to see... I'm only doing one spoiler, by the way. You're going to see Sheamus come out and say, yeah, he's the best and everything else, and then GML's going to go off and say, well, Sheamus can pick his opponent tonight to have a WWE title match with, and yeah, and then we had singles matches where superstars pleaded their case to him, like pleaded their cases to him, like Edge and Jericho, saying you should pick me for tonight. At the end of the night, you'll find out who Sheamus picked. But at the end of it, Sheamus wins naturally, and then Jim Millett goes off and says, at Night of Champions, Sheamus will defend his WWE title in a 6-pack challenge, and his opponents will be John Cena, Chris Jericho, Edge, Randy Orton, and Wade Barrett, which means Wade Barrett is now getting his title shot at a pay-per-view like it said in his contract. So Night of Champions, you'll see Wade Barrett doing singles action and hopefully doing his best pay-per-view work. We hope, anyways. I'll give my opinions on who I think will win closer to the Night of Champions with my predictions. Anyways, guys, that's my Raw review. Leave your comments. You know the drill. I'll get back to you and I'll tell you, and I'll always comment you back. Okay? And if you like what you're seeing, guys, subscribe to me, and you won't be disappointed with most of the stuff because I call it straight down the middle. Alright, thanks guys, bye.